Alright, hello guys again. Here we have another one, part 2 and part 3 questions. Let's dive into it without wasting any more time. So today's topic is going to be about story. Specifically, describe a story someone told you and you remember. So we have some bullet points. Let's start it by looking at them. So what the story is about. So you can talk about any kind of story. It can be something that really happened in your life, something that you heard from somebody, or you can make up something like you can say somebody, in this case you can say grandparents or parents. Let's just choose grandparents for simplicity reasons. So you can say one of my grandparents told me this story about how someone they trusted, someone they thought were their friend, betrayed them, and my grandparent trusted them very much, but they betrayed them at the end, sort of things. Something about being careful about who you trust or something like that. Or you can talk about something like how you should always try to help others. They can also be an option. So there's another option about who told the story to you, and it can be interesting one. Stranger on the bus or something when you're going somewhere really far. For example, you're taking a long commute to a different region or maybe different country altogether. So you sit with a stranger and they start talking about a certain story. It can be something like that. So when you heard it, it really depends on the time you choose. It doesn't really matter. It's not extremely important. So let's move on to the next one, why you liked it. So now this one should be important bullet point, because you have to provide a specific reason for you remembering this story. So in this case we chose a grandparent talking about who you trust. Be careful about who you trust. So I'm going to stick with that and say, because it taught me to be cautious. I forgot to put to be. So to be cautious person, and it assured me that sometimes worst may come from people you least expect it from. So sort of thing, right? Let's say we said friend betrayed them, so in that case it can tie up to that very well. So part 3 questions are about stories again. Let's take a look at one or two of them. So first one is, how does technology help people tell stories? It's very simple. I think everybody knows this. It makes it easier to share stories online, and also makes it possible to reach broader audience. So those are good things, to be honest. So next one is, how has technology changed storytelling? So I think, this is my personal opinion, because of technology, a lack of human interaction, stories these days are or became much shallower, meaning less touching, or touching means like less impacting sort of thing. So they became shallower than before. Because of that, I think people rarely feel touched or moved by them, and sometimes people very easily can discard those stories, even though they might be very dramatic or negative stories as well. So feel touched or feel moved, it means feel some strong emotions about this. So next one, why do children like stories? Again, this is my personal opinion. I think it's just that they are hungry for adventure and novelty meaning new things, and those stories seem to have that simple answer. So if you want to expand on that, it's very much possible. So that's about that. We have 3 more questions in part 3. You can take a look at those and practice by writing your answers or come up with ideas, sort of things. And that will be it for today. It was short session on speaking again. If you have any questions, leave them down below and I'll try to do my best to answer them. So see you in the next one. Take care.